So the day before I decided to record this, I did something really stupid. Something that I think probably all of us have done. I decided to reorganize my collection. I can't use that camera. So yeah, as you can see, I have created a small mess and a small monster. So I'm gonna do a time lapse showing you me reorganizing this entire collection. And while I do that, I'm gonna talk to you about different box sizes along the way and what I think about boxes, which is the best, which is the worst. And so let's get ready to time lapse. Before we time lapse, I need to do a few things. I needed to move some cameras around because it's all kind of crazy. So let me clean you up. Wide angle lens, need to clean you up. Need to clean it up, the wide angle lens. Still got spots, but it's good. I'm gonna use. Yeah. Time lapse now.
Gonna do a time lapse. Look at those games moving off the shelves. Time lapse.
One of the challenges I have been having is box size differences. Now, boxes like Wingspan and Potion Explosion are the best kinds of boxes in my opinion. They all kind of fit nice and neat in this space. I've got a little bit of extra room so I can slide maybe smaller games in here, and they're all the same size. I have a ton of games like this. Let's show you a couple more. Tiny Towns, Quacks of Quedlinburg, and one of my favorites, hard to see because I want to put them in specific places, is Maracaibo.
Moving boxes around the table. Gonna put some on the shelf.
Another problem is horizontal or vertical. Which way to place your games? Some games are great, better up and down, saves a lot more space. But then you have games like Potion Explosion. Kind of gets all messy and kind of gets all over the place. So which way is the best way? I'm not for sure. I may have to remove Potion Explosion from that shelf and lay it flat so that the pieces no longer slide around.
Up and up goes the stack. Gonna move them around some more. What's he doing?
Let's go for the next box size. The completely underrated small box like this. These boxes, usually from the Oniram or Q-Birds, those kinds of boxes are great. I have a small little bookshelf here made from books. I can just slide them up here. They fit on a shelf. They're small and they can stack up and be enough room for everything else.
On the shelves, on the shelves. He's gonna get them games up on the shelves. Jimmy's gonna get them games up there.
The absolute worst. The giant kids game Hasbro basic board game that we've all had. My kids know I love Bob's Burgers shirt, so they got me this for Christmas. Where do I put it? It's too long because nothing else is gonna stack up right with it. I could put it right up there, but I don't want it to be at the top. So Bob's Burgers, unfortunately, you're going to the bottom.
Stacking them up, moving them around, not really doing much at all for his board games.
The next problem I have is what to do with giant games, like my father's work. This thing is huge. It takes up a lot of space, and there's no other box that size. I'm gonna have to put it there for now.
Moving boxes around the table, gonna put some on the shelf, moving them around until I find a great space for them.
All right, maybe the worst offender of all board games are basically board games for families with kids. Every single one of these boxes are all completely different sizes. What am I going to do? I just don't want to shove them all into one spot, and also I don't want to put them at the bottom and hide them because then my kids won't see them and then they don't want to play. And just yesterday, my daughter didn't realize we still had Here's Kitty Kitty. She likes playing it. I don't mind playing it. It had been sitting there for about a year. So what are we to do?
How much longer will this take? Why is this taking so long? Wait a second, what's going on? Why is Jeremy about to walk out of frame?
Forgot 2 games in my run bag.
Forgetting things and putting them on the shelves.
Let's take a look at a box that I actually really enjoy, the very thin box Look how thin this is. This is so thin that it slides perfectly on top of these bigger games. And if you pull one of the bigger games out, it's not gonna fall over or fall out. Perfect.
Going with a different view. Oh no, watch this horrible edit.
A problem I have, maybe not a lot of people do have, is my wife is not a huge board gamer. She does not like really hard, complex games. She likes semi-easy games. So we've had to have these weird compromises where I have to try to find games that she will like, that I will like, and so that's what we have to deal with every time. I got her to really like Wingspan. I love Wingspan. But sometimes she doesn't want to set it up and go through it all, so we needed to have some smaller games. And I need to keep them somewhere where she can see them, and then I'm able to go and say, hey, do you want to play one of these games? And they're in her eyesight, so when she's in the room, she can see them. That's why I have these little shelves here. I showed them in a little bit earlier. I actually moved all those games off of that shelf, but I have them here, so all of her games that she likes to play, one spot, we can play them whenever she wants.
Why did I decide to do this? This was a bad idea that I'm doing now.
It's time to discuss the biggest atrocities in board games in my collection. These games do not fit anywhere. They are just unwieldy and unruly boxes. Let's go to the second biggest offender, Ark Nova. Look at this thing. It does not fit long ways in the shelf. You can't set it up on any of the shelves. Look, it's bigger. It's wider. Where can you put this? People who have nothing but calyxes, what are you gonna do with this? What do? Would you just set it on top? Unfortunately, that's what I'm gonna have to do. Ark Nova, you're going up there. I like to play you. You're real difficult, but your box is annoying. Now let's go to the other offender of horrible boxes. And unfortunately, I can understand why Fireball Island is made like this. It is a giant plastic game. It barely fits in this box. I actually had to make a secondary box where I put all of the little pieces in. Yeah, that took longer than I wanted, but I'm still gonna leave that in, because you know why? That's how frustrating it can be. So, what do? Ark Nova kinda took the spot from it. Do I stack Ark Nova on top of this? I don't want to have them reaching too high, because then I have somebody that's gonna complain and say, why are their games stacked all the way to the ceiling? So, unfortunately, it may have to have that happen. Oh, and before we do that, other one, Trans-Siberian Railroad. It's too long, so it's just difficult to put in most places. It can kind of go here, but it's still too high. Can't really go long ways. If you kind of make it short, it still sticks out. Ark Nova, but in a smaller package.
About 2/3 of the way done. Gonna finish this up soon.
I keep saying I have a problem, and I have a problem. One, too many board games, and then two, I like Unmatched a little too much. This has become a problem. I have nowhere to really put all these boxes. Look at this stack. So, unfortunately, this is why I'm down here. I have too many of these boxes, and it looks like you're gonna have to go next to the kids area. Well, maybe this is the reason why as well.
Fat guy standing up to clean. He's gonna put them on the shelves.
When it comes to board gaming, unfortunately, I have to play with myself a lot because I have a weird work schedule and sometimes I just can't find somebody to play a game. So I have a lot of solo games. So where am I gonna put these? I'm running out of space. My wife says if I run out of space, I have to sell games. Nobody wants that.
Playing with himself. So many board games with himself. He's gotta find people to hang out with more so he can stop playing with himself and play with other people too.
And I think that's it. So let's take a small camera look here. Oh, see, I've moved those all the way back over there. I have the games for my wife that she likes to play. And the shelf for my daughter's Harry Potters. A couple Hangleys. The box of shames that won't fit anywhere. A couple kids games. I Am Groot. And there we go with the games I play with myself. Some more, of course, viticulture. The big giant box. Moved Potion Explosion to be flat. That's what I was talking about. See how these games fit nicely above those? That's a wonderful spot. And then we come down to the semi-weird boxes. We have the standard here, which all those kind of match. And you come over here, those match. But then you get the Prisma Arena and the Machikoro size. And then Sagrada. And then over here, you got the Welcome Twos, Terraforming Mars, and then Viticulture and the West Kingdom games. Those are very difficult ones to place, but between those two box sizes, fits perfectly on the shelf. I'd say that's pretty good. Then we come down here, of course, we've got all of the unmatched games. Then we have some of the kids' games, small box games, which used to sit kind of up over here, but moved them for obvious reasons, like I said. And then kids' games, games that don't get played that much. We have too many versions of Ticket to Ride, so we don't play the long version that much. And then kind of the games that we kind of want to hide. Yeah, we'll play them, but yeah, they're going to be on that shelf for a while. So that's the entire video, and thank you so much. Hopefully you like what we did here, and let me know if you have any other ideas. Let me know how you organize your games. Do you do it like I do with box sizes, or are you one of the people that do it by alphabetical genres? Let me know. So maybe I'll try that next time.